2 o'clock. Kyle Brust and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from American Family Field with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
What a day we have in store for y'all today. It is, of course, opening day 2026, and we are at AmFam Field for the Brewers season debut. They're taking on those White Sox. We'll get into the game as the morning goes on, but let me just say this. I'm driving over here to AmFam this morning, and we'll talk about the traffic and some of the things that folks have to be concerned with as they make their way out to the ballpark today. But the sunrise above AmFam Field this morning was stunning. It was like the man upstairs was like, I know y'all have been waiting through the winter. You had some snow a week or so ago. Here's a beautiful morning to remind you that once again, hope springs eternal. Everyone is optimistic, 162-0, etc. And joining us this morning here at AmFam Field, right on the, well, we are right behind home plate, essentially, on the warning track, is Marty Ronsky. Marty joins us pretty frequently here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and she is the Chief Operating Officer for your Milwaukee Brewers. Marty, how's your morning going so far?
Well, this is the highlight of it so far, guys. I'm not going to lie. I love being back with you guys. It means baseball season is here. It's a crazy morning. I did not see that sunrise except through these windows. I'm not going to lie. We've been here for a while.
What time did you get here?
Been here since 4. Been here since 4. I couldn't sleep last night anyway. This is my favorite holiday. So couldn't sleep anyway. It's all good. But it's a really exciting morning out here. You know, every year you come back out and it's amazing how it all comes together, right? But the green grass, that's the thing that gets me, right? We go all winter, love snow, I'm a true Wisconsinite, so I'm great with all that stuff. Maybe not snow last week, but other than that, love it all. But the green of this grass that you just don't see anywhere else, just, it makes you happy. It makes you happy.
So what makes you most excited about this season for the Brewers? A lot of course, because you guys always have new food, great giveaways that we've got on the table if you're watching on YouTube. Obviously, the expectations for the team. What gets you most excited for 2026?
Yeah, it's the combination of all of it. And that's not a lame answer and that I'm not answering.
It's a little
okay, I knew you were going to say that. Okay,
yeah.
So I'll get more specific. I knew it as it was coming out of my mouth. I'm going down on this hard and fast. First question of the season, I'm going down already. No, it really is the team on the field. There is what we have brought back this year and what we saw, I think, in the 2 exhibition games, right? This is a team that is figuring out their chemistry, right? There's those couple new faces that are involved. But what they're bringing back out here, guys like Bryce Trang, who are the WBC, and what they've said about what they learned and saw and how they grew as players, and then I watch them out here, we're seeing really good things early, and I'm loving it.
Well, that was my favorite part about the WBC because seemingly every teammate couldn't stop talking about Bryce.
Yeah, it just is one of those exciting things. And Bryce, if you know him, he is the calmest cucumber there has ever been, right? He is just that steady guy. He's not flustered by things, but he's like a sponge, okay? So it's so clear if you listen to some of his, he's generally a man of few words. A few of the interviews he did after the WBC were so telling when he just talked about, like, these guys are the real deal. Not that the guys aren't that you play with every single day, but these are guys that have been there a little bit longer. They've been in a different spotlight, right? They have a different set of pressures, frankly, on them. And for Bryce, what he learned and saw and all that, and look what he did. I mean, it's just, incredible. Incredible.
Marty, is the juice in the building bigger this year than it was? Because the pundits clearly last year didn't get it right when it came to the Brewers. The Brewers were a top 5 team. But with that, I don't think people are going to be sleeping on the Brewers anymore because of what they did last year. Can you feel a little more pressure and a little more juice in the building because of that?
Yeah, I think so. I still think there's people sleeping on us. If you look at what they're writing about us and what they're saying about us, I think they're wrong. I thought they were wrong last year too, and that proved correct. But look, there's a million factors in baseball too and we all know this, right? There's a million factors out there. One guy gets hurt, two guys get hurt, right? Those kinds of things can throw you. But what we're looking at right now, I think the folks that have it right, the pressure is real. That's always real. We want that. We welcome that. I know the guys welcome that. They're just going to keep doing their thing. But yeah, I feel it. Not that anybody cares that I feel it, but I do. And I think the guys do too. And I think they love every bit of that. We want that. We want the Milwaukee Brewers on that stage. We want that pressure, and we definitely welcome it.
Marty Ronsky joining us here at AmFam Field to celebrate opening day 2026. She's the chief operating officer for your Milwaukee Brewers. Pat Murphy has obviously been an instant sensation, an absolute star. Why do you think he's had the success that he's had so quickly in this role?
I think it's a couple of things. Number one, I think it's exactly that it isn't so quickly, right? His managing days with the Milwaukee Brewers, that's quick and that's fast. But, Pat's been in this game longer than anyone, and he's been bringing that magic and evolving, whether it's at the college level or at the pro level, for so long. He's worked with a number of managers. He's seen so many different things. And I think what we saw last season was him having his chance, right? Having his moment to step up and do all the things and put into play all the things that are sort of his strongest points. And that's really what he does with the guys, right? It's what he does with those players. It's a secret sauce. It's a magic thing. People want to talk about the pancakes and all those kinds of things. And that's great. And he plays to that. And it's really who he is. He gets a kick out of those kinds of things. But it's what he's doing behind the scenes. It's what he's doing in that clubhouse. When he's meeting with Matt Arnold and his team upstairs, that's the magic. And that's where those years and years of experience Pat really does bring to the table. When he gets thrust on the big stage, he's obviously made it happen.
Well, you guys were able to pivot last year pretty quickly. You had the pocket pancakes available here. Are you guys ready for another random food for him to be pulling out of jerseys?
We love that stuff. Anytime, right? It's just like it's the business side, right? We're always so. I was going to say so hungry for that, no pun intended, but we're so eager to have moments like that we can capitalize on. So we sit over on the business side and we just wait for that. And Pat, I got to say, right, he's not just a player's manager, he's a fan's manager. And anytime my mom asks about Pat before anything else, have you seen Pat? Is he good? I'm like, yeah, he's great. We're so thrilled to have him as our skipper.
And again, just credit to you guys as an organization be able to pivot. Obviously, all the Pat stuff last year. We have the Jacob Miserowski bobblehead this year. But last year, you almost have to because of all the young players that could be coming through the organization at any given time. Miz comes up last year. You guys ended up having 2 different T-shirt days for him because he was so popular and you were able to meet the fans with the demand that they had.
Yeah, anytime we can really, I would say capture in a bottle the excitement that any given player or any given moment, frankly, the streak we had last year, those are the moments that we all live for in this sport. And the more you can capitalize on them quickly. So I think our staff, God love them, right? Their heads were spinning off at certain points. We bought a T-shirt press so that we can quickly make T-shirts on our, literally.
Seriously?
So we can, yeah, for real. We have a whole T-shirt operation upstairs now.
This is amazing.
It's real, and it's all because of
We're not
moments like that.
Anymore.
No, we're like, we got to be able to move on this fast. The mere time it takes to make phone calls, we don't have it.
You shouldn't have told Jen that. She's going to be hitting you up for T-shirt ideas, trying to make her own
Send
T-shirts.
them over.
Design. What do you think of this?
I love it. We get fan ideas all the time, and you wouldn't believe how frequently we but to pivot, to your point, to be able to pivot that quickly, we have to set ourselves up. And so, as we continue to grow as a business and meet our fans where they are, we gotta make sure we can do things like that. We love it.
If Murph ever gets confused and puts the pancakes in the handkerchief pocket or the snot rag, because he is of that age. I have a father-in-law that's around that age, maybe a little older, but he's still got the handkerchief. You blow the nose in and put it in the pocket.
It never happens. I'm just going to defend Pat on this one straight up.
Just asking.
7-8, and he's taking people out.
Happens. Okay, there is no way that Pat Murphy would ever make such a mistake. But no, this guy, he is just what you see is what you get. It is part of his shtick. He's earned it, right? Yep. I say shtick, but really it's just who he is. He's earned it. He's that quirkiness. I think people find it to be fun. We all need something. Like, look, at the end of the day, this is a game. It's supposed to be fun. It's a serious business. The guys on the field take it seriously. But Pat gives us that little glimmer of, for all fans, a little glimmer of feeling a part of something. It's that underlying piece, which is he knows I'm here, right? He notices. He knows we're all here. And that's part of Pat's magic, and it's really something that you don't always get to replicate.
So let's talk a little bit about the logistics that we mentioned earlier on. Obviously, I saw traffic this morning at 6 a.m. trying to get into the ballpark. What are you advising fans as far as navigating what's going on around the ballpark?
Yeah, look, we've spent a ton of time on this in the offseason, right? We saw this coming. The Wisconsin DOT has been a fantastic partner for us, actually.
Kind of hoping you convince them to, just not do the project.
Yeah, well, no comment. So look, the reality is the goal, right? The end game here is that it's going to be easier to get to all these places. It's going to be easier to get in and out of the ballpark once the project's done. But we got to go through the pain of it. So brewers.com/watch, and then you're going to see QR codes all over the ballpark. They're going to be on the concourses. They're going to be on the scoreboards. That's for obviously post-game leaving. But go to those places. You can really easily, it takes you straight to a website where you say, hey, I'm coming to the ballpark from the east or west or whatever it may be, and I'm going to the Yount lot. I'm going to the Molitor lot. And it'll tell you, this is your drive time. This is the best way to get there right now. Follow that, you guys. Like, if we can get our fans to use that resource, it's easy. We've all tested it a million times. We tweaked it with the DOT. So use that resource. Same thing when you're leaving here. Hey, my car's parked here. I'm going east or west. It's going to tell you your best routes. But let's also not forget, right? We still have rideshare. We're doing things post-game. We're going to try to help fans. If you want to pop a squat for a minute after the game, right? Let some of the traffic clear out. Tonight, after the game, we're going to do a 20-minute segment from the Uecker documentary. We're going to air that. So we got to make you part of opening day, right? We need to find a way to do that. We're so grateful to his family again for doing that. So just wait a few minutes and let some of that clear out. But traffic is this one. Watch is where you find the stations you can get us on.
I was about to say,
it's all these forward slashes,
yes.
Right? We're going to get to that, right? So this is /traffic. And you're going to figure out exactly how you're getting to the ballpark. So that'll be one great thing. We've also, Brewers brought on additional tow trucks so we don't have any cars dying on the on and off ramps. We partnered with the Sheriff's Department. We were going to have extra traffic control for the ingress and egress. We're doing what we can. That all being said, Jen, honestly, we need a little bit of patience from our fans. Just honest.
All right, so, this stadium's going to be packed, but not everybody's going to be here. They're going to want to watch at home. How do they do that?
All right, now we're going to get to the Brewers.com/watch. This was breaking news about 10 minutes ago because, believe it or not, we did not know all the stations you're going to be able to watch us on until this very morning. So now we can make it late breaking news before the game. So Brewers.com/watch will tell you where you're going to watch our game. And there's a long list of them on there now. We've got, DirecTV, Spectrum, all those different places. So, some folks got confused here because we're not with FanDuel anymore. We're doing now our own productions. So we're now Brewers TV. So if you have a guide and you're searching for Brewers TV. And so as you do that, you're going to be able to see, all the different places you are. Now, if you watched us on TV last year, you can probably watch us on TV this year. But if you're in northern Wisconsin and some other places that aren't getting our broadcast, folks, go to, again, same. Brewers.com/watch, right? Not traffic. Watch. You're going to be able to. You can stream us, right? So you got that $19.99 a month. You've got the $99.99 for the season. You can stream us, even if you can get us on TV and you're at those family dinners where you might want to check on us. That's how you do it. Get on your phone and take a look. But everybody in our market can watch us this year, and that's something we've been lacking, right? We can't have fans in northern Wisconsin who can't watch these games. Mm-hmm. It's just so hard to connect. So we're so proud of this. We're thrilled to have it, and it's a good thing for the season.
Marty, you mentioned the Uecker documentary. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, so it's going to be really exciting. We're going to actually premiere it locally. I say we, right? There's a group of us that we're partnering with, the Uecker family, the group that actually did the documentary. I think there's a theater that, I don't want to break news, too much news here. I already broke the channels. But there's going to be a full documentary released later this season. And what you're going to see today is the writers and producers of that documentary put together for us a 20-minute. It's not just 20 minutes of the documentary. It's actually, some of it is the making of the documentary. I got a sneak peek of it yesterday. It's so good. It's really a special thing. But this guy, we talked about it so much in the past. His life was extraordinary, and the Brewers were such a huge part of his life, and this documentary is going to really bring that all together. And so tonight, after the game, 20 minutes, you get a little snippet of that.
Marty Ronsky hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Remember, you can always watch the show on YouTube. That's where we are streaming on the ESPN Milwaukee channel. And speaking of channels, Miserowski, Jacob Miserowski, who's making the opening day start today, very excited about that, was on the Pat McAfee show. And Pat McAfee sort of under his breath said that he would donate $100,000 to charity. I assume it's the charity of Jacob's choice, and we know that he has a relationship with the Parkinson's organization, etc. If he hits 104 on the gun today, what was the organization's reaction to that when they were like, 104 for a guy who, we're kind of throwing back out there, and, yes, we want him to win the game, but 104, as you guys discussed yesterday, might not have been in the plans otherwise, Marty.
Yeah. Look, Jacob's a smart guy. Let's just go with that. Jacob's a smart guy. It's all going to be fine. How many times have I said this morning? It's all going to be fine. It's kind of one of those days, right? But
you have to manifest it, is what's
right. That's exactly right. He's a smart guy, and so we're going to stick with that. But something that's really, Miz is a really neat guy. Like I'm not, but he is such a great guy, and he not only is he truly have the opportunity to be a generational talent in terms of what he's doing out there, but his connection to the Parkinson's associations, because his dad is fighting this disease, is pretty outstanding. So I guarantee you, no matter what happens out on the mound today, right, that ultimately is going to end up being between McAfee and Miz. Like, they're going to have a thing, right? There's going to be a charitable relationship there, and I love that piece of this as well. But I don't know. We're just leave it at that.
Marty, before we let you go, so you have a connection with one of our interns here.
I do.
So he played football with your sons.
He did.
And you were telling us a story before we started the show. What did you bring to a football dinner?
Oh,
because he went.
man.
Because he remembered you specifically for bringing one item of food to a football dinner, which I assume was the day before the game.
It was actually the day of. Look, people, I brought cream puffs, and they were big and juicy, and the coach literally looked like he was going to kill me. But here's the deal. I say this all the time, right? There are moments that I'm just a mom, and, Andy and I have 4 sons, Marquette High kiddos, football kiddos, and those boys get hungry, and I had cream puffs, okay? But yes, anything to make these guys smile. And they are, we do these big pasta. All the moms and dads go over. We're doing the pasta dinner a couple hours before the game. I was like, they're young. Their tummies will be fine. They'll settle. It'll all be fine. I was a cream puff lady, and I did it multiple times. No shame. They didn't tell me to stop. I just want you to know that. They did not tell me to stop. I was not called to the principal's office.
For all the things that Marty has accomplished in her illustrious career, and she is a top-tier person here at the Milwaukee Brewers, there is a portion of the population that will always know you as the cream puff mom. So
that's and I'm proud of it. You know what? Darn it, I am proud of that. There are days that I'm really happy just being the cream puff mom.
I thought you were going to say leftover brats from the game.
Just go through the sweets and gather it up. Nope, I didn't do that. I promise. I did not do that.
Marty, it's so nice to have you here to kick off our show as we celebrate opening day here in Milwaukee. Brewers taking on the White Sox a little bit later today. Jacob Miserowski will be on the hill. Thank you for hanging out with us. You've been up very early this morning, but let's manifest alongside with you. Everything is going to go great. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We have Jason Wilde coming up. I didn't know if we had maybe pushed him because of opening day, but Jason Wilde is going to join us next here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Stick around. It is opening day live from AmFam Field.
Let's celebrate Milwaukee. Ewald Automotive Group's 62-year anniversary sale is on. This month, they're celebrating with anniversary savings on over 1,400 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Payments as low as $250 a month. Financing as low as 0%. Plus 2 years of included maintenance on them. The Ewald Automotive Group's 62-year anniversary sales event this month only at every Ewald location. Easy to find because they're all over the place here in southeastern Wisconsin. Or just go over to ewaldauto.com. Select models with approved credit. CDO for details. Expires month end.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
The delays along westbound 94 just through the stadium interchange. Not too horribly bad. We got delays basically from 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound slowing down from Hawley Road to about 35th. Northbound on 41, a little heavy from Mayfair Road up to about Burleigh. And then now starting to see a few taps on the brakes. 894 eastbound coming out of the Hale interchange, heading towards 92nd Street, and then again past 60th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, increasing clouds this afternoon, possible some evening showers as well. High of 50 with the falling temperatures throughout the afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy and breezy, a low of 28. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
On this show, it's always football season.
I'm not overly concerned because it seems as if Green Bay's not overly concerned.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody over there feels like this team was there. We got short-circuited with injuries. We have the right staff, we have the right people, and we have the right players. We just need to stay healthy, and we'll be champions.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Bundling your home and auto with Progressive could help you save without sacrificing quality. It's the smart thing to do. And as a hockey fan, you always know the smart thing to do.
Shoot the puck!
And you let the players know it.
Shoot the puck!
All game.
Shoot it! Come on, shoot!
And sometimes even after.
Man, rough game, huh? Yeah, they should have shot the puck.
So bundle your home and auto with Progressive. It's the smart thing to do, but you already knew that. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
It's time for baseball season, and National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee is packed with deals for all your beverage needs. They have the coldest beer and huge liquor selection with the lowest prices. So, whether you're tailgating, having a party, or just grilling in the yard, National Liquor has what you need to stock the bar or the cooler. Stop by on your way home or on the way to American Family Field and check out National Liquor Mart, where your satisfaction is our plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily on the corner of 16th and National.
Calling all seafood lovers, the lobster salad sub is officially back at Cousin Subs. Fresh lobster mixed with our creamy signature mayo, topped with tomato and onion, served over crisp lettuce and finished with a sprinkle of Old Bay. All on our fresh-baked Italian bread. It's a crave-worthy classic you can enjoy in store, online, or on the app, but only through April 5th. So catch it while you can. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Ready, down, put.
All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Exterior Pros. Ready to tackle your home improvement project? Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Visit extpros.com.
We are coming to you live from AmFam Field to celebrate opening day 2026, and so pleased to be joined by our friend and teammate Jason Wilde this morning. Good morning, Jason. How are you today?
I'm great, everybody. Love the fact that you're there for the opener, and excited for the best day of the spring.
It is the best day of the spring. We've got some buddies walking past. Gabe's complimenting our friend Jeff on his shoes.
Oh, he's got great shoes.
Those are good shoes. He's joining us a little later in the show, right?
No.
Darn it.
But he is going to be with us every day starting Tuesday. Starting Tuesday.
What do we got? Charades going on over here. Yeah. Second word, day of the week, 1, 2, Tuesday. Got it. Okay, Jason. We put
now he wants me to bunt.
Yeah, 2 baseball guys over here sharing signs. We put a poll on the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube stream. What do you reach for first on opening day? A brat or a hot dog or other?
Other, because what I reached for first when I was growing up going to County Stadium every year for the opener was a parka. And it's great that you guys are indoors and the weather is not a factor because I don't remember a lot of great weather for opening days. I remember snowy opening days. I remember just cold opening days, but I don't remember a whole lot of. I think the high here in Green Bay today is supposed to be 47. I would say that there were probably some opening days where I would have been thrilled with 47. So that is the first thing that I think of. Good friends, family, and a very warm jacket at County Stadium.
As somebody who used to come to these opening days, Jason, and now has covered the Packers for so long, I know the Packers are number one and football's number one, but I can't still quite figure out why baseball opening day feels so much bigger than like the Packers home opener does.
Yeah, I think it's in part, Gabe, because there's 162 of them, and you're going to lose the specialness as the year goes on. Whereas football, there's only 17 of them, soon to be 18 probably. And I just think there's something about hope springs eternal. You got spring training. I mean, it's just, you're right. It is weird. Although, hey, I'm excited for a Wednesday night opener this year.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid.
Yes, it is. Couldn't agree more.
To change that. Mm-hmm. Jason, ESPN came out with a ranking of the 32 NFL teams and free agencies, which most improved their roster. Packers were at 30. Is that fair?
Yeah. I mean, again, credit to Goody for taking my question and saying, I'm going to prove that Wilde character wrong. I'm going to add a couple of 30-year-olds just to shut them up. But beyond that, but look, nobody, other than the Bears for many years, nobody hangs we won the off-season banners. So, yeah, it's great if you added important pieces, right? Like the Raiders, not only did they add a bunch of pieces, they came in with like $120 million in cap space, but I still can't believe this, and I hope this works out great for Clint Kubiak in Vegas, but like they added a ton of guys, including Quay Walker, and they added Max Crosby back into their team after that trade was nullified, and they were able to do that without any cap issues. And so, I don't know where they ranked, but they obviously were a lot more aggressive and active. They're also in a very different place. So, yeah, I think they're probably right where they belong in terms of their ranking in that, too. But I would also say that, there were probably – the reason I would say it's fair is there are some years where they may not be active and they don't need to be. I still kind of feel like there's some holes on their roster, or at least in their depth, and all they have left now is bargain basement free agency and the draft, in which they don't have a first-round pick and they only have one compensatory pick. So what do they have? 7 picks, 8 picks? Mm-hmm. That's it. So they have limited avenues beyond improvement from within to get meaningfully better. So their ranking is probably accurate, and it's also probably fair to say that they needed to do a little bit more.
The Raiders were 7, Jason. So
yeah, I mean that's got to be in part because the Raiders are going to Raider, and most of the time the people they sign aren't good enough.
Jason, we're just a few days away from the owners' meetings in Phoenix, Arizona. What do you think is going to be the first thing that people want to know when the Packers are on the clock there?
Yeah, so I went to that for 15, 16 years. I do think I probably need to, if this is how our off seasons are going to go, and I don't want to turn this into me belly aching again, I think I probably need to start being there for LaFleur and Goody to talk, since we haven't talked to LaFleur since the day after the season ended. But to me, it's about the off season of changes. I mean, 2 of the 3 coordinators are new. There's a bunch of roster or staff shuffling. I was talking to Jordan Love yesterday at his Cleats for Kids event in Appleton, and I managed to ask him a series of football questions, along with my harshest question, which was essentially, man, your first pitch last year sucked. Are you going to be better this time around?
It's a great question, Jason. It's a great question.
And he couldn't agree with me more, by the way. He said he's been working on it when he goes to work out at Lambeau. So
what?
I would.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's been throwing some baseballs along with footballs. So he wants to put a little mustard on today's throw. So I'm eager to see how it goes. The 2 dueling Jordans throwing out ceremonial first pitches. But he even said, because I didn't even think about it until he said it this way, but he said there was a lot of change this offseason, right? I mean, not only with the players that left, certainly on his side of the ball with Romeo and with Sheed and with Elton Jenkins, but all the shuffling on the offensive there's shuffling on the offensive coaching staff. And obviously now there's 2 assistant head coaches, 1 for each side of the ball. But I would think the biggest question has to be, because it hasn't been addressed, Matt LaFleur has not spoken since he hired Jonathan Gannon. Hadn't spoken about him at all. So if I was going, my number 1 topic that I would want to talk to him at the now much shorter coaches' breakfasts, by the way, would be about his defense and where it's at, and this whole switch to the 3-4, and he would downplay it and say we're a 4-2-5 league and this and that. But again, that's to me the most interesting thing that we have gotten next to no insight on.
Jason Wilde joining us on the Yingling guest hotline. Jason, you mentioned Jordan. Let's go ahead and hear him from yesterday talking about the first pitch today.
Yeah, no, I've definitely, I go up to the facility and work out, and we found some time to sneak in a couple of baseball throws in there, but I definitely I need all the practice I can get. It's just so much different than throwing a football, and like you mentioned, this year I'm going to be a lot better than I was last year. I was very disappointed in the throw last year, so opening day, I gotta help these guys get off on the right start, so I think the opening pitch is going to be great, and been practicing, so hopefully I go out there and have a great first pitch tomorrow.
So obviously, Jason, there's at least a little bit of nerves from him. Otherwise, he wouldn't be practicing to try to rectify the situation from last year. If you were a betting man, strike or ball from Jordan today?
I'm betting on a strike. By the way, in fairness to him, or really to give props to Bill Schroeder, who's going to join our show a little bit later this morning, he had a pretty good line. I went back and found the video of the first pitch, and he said he was just, making one of those touch throws where he's got to get it over the linebacker, but in front of the safety. And that was exactly, I thought it looked more like the famous EFUS pitch, which is a very old person reference, or beer league softball, unlimited arc, whichever you prefer. But I'll tell you this, he was in a really good mood yesterday. It was really fun to see him. He's gotten a lot more comfortable with being around. Like, he was great with the kids. There were a bunch of teams that came and were surprised. They didn't know he was going to be there for this. They just knew that they were getting cleats. And it was fun to see him interact. I'm going to finish that story a little bit later today. But obviously, during an off season of change, the biggest change for him is still about a month away, as he and Ronica are going to have a baby girl. And so he'll be a girl dad for this coming season, and you can just see him. He's really excited, and he's kind of just, it's got a glow about him. I'm guessing Ronica's glow is a little bit more intense, but he's really excited to be a dad.
Jason, we're going to let you go. We've got to. We just have we have more guests lined up. We want to try to stay on the clock as best as possible.
Chewy's question
Not
was
very
going to
good
suck
at that.
anyway.
I'll save it.
I'm sure you'll remember it tomorrow. Write it down.
Put it on the poll. Will Chewy remember his question from Thursday, Friday morning?
I'm going to vote it yes. I'm going to vote yes.
Jason's
putting the faith in the big guy.
We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, but still so much more to come from AmFam Field. We are live for opening day as we get set for the Brewers season to start. Don't go anywhere.
Navigating today's complex market takes more than a bank. It takes a strategic partner. At Fifth Third Bank, we help businesses manage risk and solve financial challenges with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making. For 167 years and for nearly 20 right here in Milwaukee, we've been empowering growth with solutions like commercial payments, capital structure optimization, and risk mitigation strategies. Big enough to deliver sophisticated solutions, yet local enough to make decisions that matter. Connect with our Milwaukee team today, great Milwaukee team here, by the way, to experience the difference that only Fifth Third can provide. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Delays on northbound 43, the Rock Freeway, basically from just before Highway 100 into the Hale Interchange, and it stays heavy to about 92nd Street, so keep that in mind. We've also got eastbound 94 starting to slow down from about 76th Street all the way through to 35th. Now, I don't know if that's specifically an issue going on there or if it's just the general delays that we normally see this time of morning. Westbound 94 got backups from 35th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, increasing clouds, afternoon and evening showers are likely, a high of 50, but the temps will be falling into the afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy and breezy, a low of 28. Weather's brought to you by Good Health Saunas. Upgrade your wellness routine with an in-home infrared sauna. Visit goodhealthsaunas.com and check them out at the Home and Garden Show March 20th through the 29th at the State Fair Park Expo Center. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
A question I'm often asked, if I've been hurt in an accident, should I call a lawyer?
Pat Dunphy, Canada Dunphy.
If someone caused your injury, you need advice from an experienced lawyer on how to preserve evidence, document your losses, and protect yourself from the insurance company. But why can't I trust the insurance company? Despite clever, funny insurance company ads, they're in the business of making money. Paying as little as possible to you is good business for them, but not for you. I'm Pat Dunphy. Call Canada Dunphy.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum.
The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
He sounds like the Beatles.
What?
Anyone?
This is a new one on me.
Listen to his
don't
interview,
know.
the way he talks. He sounds like Paul McCartney. Ringo farted and it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
On 94.5 ESPN.
It really is a great day in southeastern Wisconsin, all across the state of Wisconsin, as we are getting you set for opening day here at AmFam Field. The Brewers taking on the White Sox to kick off the 2026 campaign. We were talking to Marty Ronsky earlier this morning. Don't forget, Jordan Love and Jordan Stoltz will be throwing out ceremonial first pitches, and I'm wondering who's going to throw out a better first pitch.
I'm guessing Jordan just because he's been practicing.
Wait, you said Jordan. They're
Love.
both Jordan. There,
Jordan
okay.
Love.
I was like, what?
Love has been practicing.
Way to play it both ways.
But yeah, I mean, and maybe Stoltz has been. He just hasn't told anybody. But, I mean, Jordan said yesterday he's been practicing. So that practice, I think, is going to pay off.
The upset of the day, if Jordan Stoltz throws a better first pitch than the quarterback of your Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love. We are joined now by Sean Marefka, who is the Senior Director of Merchandise and Retail Operations here with the Milwaukee Brewers. And you said things have been humming, things have been bumping. Folks are buying up Brewers gear.
Yeah, ever since the end of the season, we haven't stopped. We launched a powder blue jersey in December that has been flying off the shelves. The players wore it at spring training this year. It's been really embraced by our fans. So it has not cooled off since last season, which is a good thing.
It's just so interesting to me because it's been a number of years now that the Brewers have gone back to the ball and glove logo, right? But there's still so many logos in the history of the franchise, yet I feel like you can get a number of those different logos. I've got the one from the 90s on my hat today. How do you guys anticipate and try to keep up with the demand for things that are current, but also try to balance that with some of the retro stuff that's always in?
With the current logos, we've really seen an uptick in our Barrelman. It complements the ball and glove very well, but a lot of fans have been showcasing that since we had it on the BP cap a few years back. We like to sprinkle in a little bit of the older stuff. You'll see today the crossbat hat that you're wearing. We have a collection of that in the store as well. And then even
I'm going to have to stop by the store later.
Oh, like you weren't before.
And then even a little blast in the past with the old Barrelman, we have product that relates to that as well. So we like to sprinkle it in. We don't want to make it predominantly featured, but I think we do a really good job of having a little bit of our good logo assortment for all of our fans.
Obviously, we always talk about logistics and whatnot. When do you think is the best time for folks to hit up the stores? If you're coming down to the game today, is it get here early, get in the store? Because I'm sure you guys have a ton of merchandise, but there's always a chance that maybe they miss out. What's your suggestion?
I'm always the type of person that likes to shop right when gates open. It allows me, before the stores are packed, allows me to kind of really see the product, kind of see what it looks like, and kind of take it all in. We do stock our stores regularly throughout the game, and we'll be stocking from first pitch all the way up till the ninth inning. So if you don't have time to come in early, I would probably say at some point towards the end of the game, you'll be just fine.
What are you most excited about that's going to be in the stores that people can check out today?
This year, we are really taking a focus on our player inventory. With the success last year in the World Baseball Classic of having a good representation of Brewers players, we wanted to offer an assortment that represents our players. So we have a really good price point tee right now that is made by Homage. They're caricature shirts of, we have Miserowski, we have Terang, we have Freelick, we have Churio and Contreras, and it's a really good $38 price point. So we're really trying to complement the jerseys with other inventory that represents our players. It was a great year for our team. So
Homage is a good-looking brand too. It's a little bit like a vintagey with like the characters that you were saying. It's one that I enjoy when I go into the stores. I'm looking for something that's comfortable, and that's something that seems to hit all the marks.
Us and the Packers we do a killer business with Homage. We're one of their #1 teams. It responds well to our fan base and to our and they turn things really quick. They're domestic, so it kind of helps us keep their product fresh and in stock at all times.
I know it's been a couple of years now, but I got to imagine the way that people can customize jerseys and the way you guys can do them so quick, that's got to be big for you, because that's what, right before the playoffs started last year, when William Contreras wrote his Players Tribune article, I got fired up. I like the pinstripe. There weren't any pinstripe Contreras jerseys there, but I was able to, I walked in, it was an off day, before the series had started against the Cubs, and I walk in, picked out my jersey, hey, this is the one I want, ordered it, and I was in and out in 15 minutes. I got to imagine that's good business for you guys.
A few years ago, we really wanted to focus on our jersey. We felt like we were missing, not offering a wide range of our players. We invested some money. We have a press upstairs that can do 1,200 jerseys in about 6 hours, 7 hours.
Is this different than the press that Marty told us you guys have for T-shirts?
No, that's the exact same press. So you guys are missing
versatile.
out.
On property.
It is versatile.
So we have custom heat presses. We have ones in the stores, but we have a wheel upstairs in Terrace that can get all these jerseys done. And we evaluate that jersey business. We look at what players are hot, which ones we need to react more to, and we have the blank inventory on hand that we can make jerseys in no time to react to that. And it's based off of the players that we have and how much our fans want to embrace wearing what they, representing them.
Well, again, I got to imagine that's important, especially for an organization like this, that during the offseason, it's the top-ranked minor league system, and you get excited about these guys, whether it's the World Baseball Classic, what Andrew Fisher did, or what Jesus Mate and Luis Pena, and all these guys, kind of like Miz last year, could get called up in the middle of the season, and then there's going to be the demand for the jersey. For you guys to be able to put that out, that's fantastic.
Miserowski is a really good story. It was when we started making jerseys, Fanatics called us, and they were a few weeks out, and we were like, we don't have a few weeks. So the wheel allowed us to get in stock right away. In Churio, even when he was first coming up, it was very delayed on being able to get his jersey. It puts us one step forward to putting in the hands that player inventory for our fans. To your point, Jacob will, he'll throw great today, and someone will want to take his jersey on the way out. We got it for you. Right. And it's because of the things that we have, the money that we invested to make sure that our player product is front and center for our fans.
Sean Marufka joining us here at AmFam Field as we celebrate opening day 2026. Brewers taking on the White Sox later today. Okay, we're going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
We do a thing called Power Rankings here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I want to know top 5 player merchandise that moves.
Okay.
So of the guys who are on the field right now, the guys who are on the roster right now, give me your top 5 of in-demand player swag, player gear in your shops.
1 is Jackson Churio.
Really?
2 is Christian Yelich.
Awesome.
3 is Bryce Trang.
Okay.
4 was William Contreras. And then Jacob Miserowski came up very quick at the end there.
I have a feeling he's going to just...
Oh, yeah. He's hot coming out of here.
Being the opening day starter, of course, some of the circumstances surrounding the other guys obviously contributed to that as well.
But that changes. It changes. But again, that's why we do what we do.
Yeah, again, having the versatility has got to be fantastic. How much of a say then do you have? I know we've got some of the T-shirts, the giveaways. I know some of those end up getting designed by local artists. I think Marty had a hat here that's designed by local artists. How much of a say does your department have with some of the T-shirts that get made? I know Miz last year had the 2 T-shirts that were part of fan giveaways and stuff like that.
So any apparel item that's a T-shirt gets printed upstairs in our wheel. So my department handles that. We collaborate a lot too on what's going on the promo side, because we like to relate to it a lot. So a lot of the theme nights that you see, we will have a pop-up shop that represents Star Wars. We'll have a pop-up shop that represents Sesame Street, stuff like that. So we work really close with the promo department. One, we print their shirts for them, and then 2, it's just a collaborative effort of just how's the logo being used, or what are we doing, or what is a cool idea that that we need. It's totally a team effort here with the Brewers.
Very busy day out here at AmFam Field. Sean, you were telling us, what time did you wake up? What time did the 5 alarms go off for you this morning?
It started at 3 a.m.
3 and then 3:15.
It was work phone and personal phone buzzing at the same time. So I'm here. But there's no other place I'd rather be. It's like Christmas for retail.
Yeah.
So
it's like Christmas for everybody.
It's like Christmas as a fan, man. Like, I'm pumped.
You can't wipe the smile off of anyone's face out here at AmFam Field, although the warning track has cleared out a bit since when we first got here this morning.
They were mowing the lawn a few minutes ago.
Oh, I love it when they go out there and they pound the mound and you get him out here. This is when Chewy wishes he was
I know.
with
He
us.
was last. That was a big thing last year.
Yeah. He was just distracted.
Just
distracted constantly.
All right. We will take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Still a lot more to come as we are celebrating opening day live from AmFam Field. What if you could have a spa-level sweat session at home for about 25 cents a day? I love my Good Health Sauna, and you will love yours too. Go see them at the State Fair Expo Center Home and Garden Show. It's March 20th through the 29th. That means it's going on right now. The perfect chance to step inside, compare models, ask questions about how easy they are to install. Tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you when you go to the State Fair Park Expo Center and visit my friends at Good Health Saunas.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall. Home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a 30 self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, plus game day specials. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is your downtown home for basketball this March.
All right, Wisconsin, Josh DiMaggio here, and you know it's tournament time, and Wanna Parlay is where players go to win. If you're building brackets and backing your picks, now you've got even more ways to cash in, and with brand new alternative lines on Wanna Parlay. More control, more strategy, bigger upside. And don't forget, the world's richest parlay is waiting. Download Wanna Parlay in the App Store today and use code JGC for a 100% deposit match for up to $250. Don't just watch it, play it with the world's richest parlay, Wanna Parlay.
We have standards in Wisconsin. Cheese should squeak. Sports and tailgating go hand in hand with brats aplenty. And beef is a delicacy where each bite makes you close your eyes for a second. For 50 years, Bunzel's has been hand-selecting the finest beef, making homemade specialty sausages, and crafting award-winning jerky right here at home. Because Wisconsin is still cattle country, quality isn't optional. It's expected. And after 5 decades, Bunzel's still delivers. Stop in today at 90th and Burleigh or at bunzels.com.
At Associated Bank, we thought about speaking like other banks with hoity-toity names like Total Privilege Pay or something. But we don't speak bankish, we speak your language. When we say 2-day early pay, we mean you get paid 2 days early. $50 overdraft grace zone? That's a grace zone of up to $50 if overdrafts happen. And maintenance fee free account? Well, that speaks for itself. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
Let's celebrate Milwaukee. Wilde Automotive Group's 62-year anniversary sale is on. This month, we're celebrating with anniversary savings on over 1,400 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Payments as low as $250 a month. Financing as low as 0%. Plus, 2 years of included maintenance on us. The Wilde Automotive Group's 62-year anniversary sales event. This month only at every Wilde location. Go to ewaldeauto.com. Select models with approved credit. See dealer for details. Expires month end.
Brewers baseball is back, and there's only one way to celebrate, with a Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. Smooth, refreshing, and made for game day, Surfside is the perfect match for a day at the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
One of the most important concepts in sports is don't drop the ball. Are you dropping the ball with your estate plan? When was it last updated? Have you even done one at all? It's ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde for Walney Legal Group. There's a lot at stake for you and your family when it comes to wills, trusts, probate, and elder planning. At Walney Legal, that's all they do.
tailored documents. No confusing legal jargon, just thoughtful guidance. Do the blocking and tackling to protect your family. Start a conversation today at WalneyLegal.com.
Spring is here, and living with your old, drafty, foggy, dirty, hard-to-open, bad windows is no longer an option. You deserve better windows and doors. At Siding Unlimited, we install top-of-the-line wood, vinyl, and fiberglass windows with options to fit your style, color, and design choices. Built for energy efficiency, installed by our professional craftsmen at Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited. Experience, integrity, craftsmanship. Visit SidingUnlimited.com today.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
And guess who didn't hit the hole? Zeke Elliott.
Ashton.
Well, I mean, yes. Yeah, right back there?
That's so true.
It was a direct shot. She took out the sniper rifle and just...
No, she got right up to me, took out a Glock, and just shot.
Yeah, right in the balls.
On 94.5 ESPN.
You know what I always say, happy life means a happy wife. And that starts a lot of times with a visit to my guy Dean the Dancing Machine at the Jewelry Center. Earrings, custom jewelry, and repair services. The Jewelry Center does it all. And when it comes to top-of-the-line engagement rings, they're second to none. When that day comes for my boys to take that next step in their lives, I know exactly where they're going, to the Jewelry Center. Great deals on selections of both lab-grown and naturally mined diamonds, plus specialists who make the process easy and fun. Just ask Gabriel. Stop into one of their 4 locations, Brookfield, Greenfield, Burlington, and Mequon, or shop the full inventory online at shoptjc.com.
We are here at AmFam Field. It is a beautiful day for baseball. I mentioned it when I sat down in this chair, an hour ago. Mm-hmm. There was a gorgeous purple and orange sun over AmFam Field as I was pulling in. I know we've had some talks about the traffic and the logistics of people getting here. It is going to be a great day, but Gabe, we do want to remind people to give yourself extra time to get to the ballpark today. Get in your seats, and if you want to go to the stores, Sean was just telling us a few moments ago, you want to do that before the game gets going.
Yeah, and you know, the parking lot's open early, the gates open early because it is opening day. You can get in at 10 o'clock. The parking lots, get in the gates at 11 o'clock with the game at 1:10 this afternoon. So take advantage. Brewers.com/traffic, though, is the website, or it is in the app as well where your tickets are, the Ballpark app, so you can kind of navigate and figure out what the best way to get here, leave here is going to be. I don't think that can be emphasized enough, especially on days like today when you know the ballpark is going to be full, right? Just navigating 94. It's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue all year. But the Brewers and the Wisconsin DOT are trying to do their best to make it as painless as possible to get in and out of the ballpark.
Jen, are you colorblind?
No, why?
I've never seen a purple sun. I must be missing something.
Oh, no, not the sun. No, the sunrise. You know, like the colors around the sun, too. The sun wasn't purple. I wasn't dropping acid this morning on my way to AmFam. The colors around the sun.
Who was the pitcher who used to take LSD before he pitched?
Really?
That was Doc Ellis.
Doc Ellis, there we go. I knew Joshy would know.
Yeah, but there's a rumor that like all of the NBA players are baked before they take the court. Not all. We don't want to be universal, but many NBA players are.
That's been a thing for a while.
Well, not just NBA.
Thanks, Chew. I popped over to Potawatomi Sportsbook. Of course, you can pop over there as well if you want to place any wagers on your Milwaukee Brewers. I'm not seeing a ton of value here. The Brewers are favored in this game, so that is a tricky one to try to square. But you can, of course, make those player prop bets. And, Gabe, I wanted to ask you, Shane Smith doesn't give up a lot of home runs, but of the guys on the roster in the lineup today, is there any Brewers player you might be interested, might be able to go yard today against Shane Smith, the former Brewers prospect for the White Sox now?
What are the odds on a Bryce Terang dinger today?
Plus 575. You like that?
I think Bryce is going to have a pretty big year. I think him and Jackson are both going to take a nice step forward this year. And again, I think it's just the way everybody was talking about Bryce coming out of the WBC. I think he's primed to have an even better offensive year than he had last year. So, yeah, obviously it's kind of longer odds, but I like Bryce for a home run today.
Gabe, does Yelly lead off?
No, Yelly will be in that 3-4 spot. My guess it's probably against the righty today. I mean, probably Bryce leading off. Then you go Jackson, then Yelly, then Contreras. Whoever's playing first base at 5, Sal at 6.
You think it'll be Vaughn or Bowers?
I don't know. It
would say a lot if Bowers got the nod today for opening day,
yeah,
right?
I mean, they like to play. I mean, both of them swung, a hot bat. My guess is it's probably Vaughn, but I wouldn't read too much into it if it ends up being Bowers. They're going to ride the hot hand there all year long.
Wilson Contreras has had some success against Shane Smith in his career. William. Yes. William Contreras, 2 at-bats, 2 hits, a small sample size, but his is plus 600 to go yard today against the starter.
He's fully healthy, too, this year. Like, his offensive numbers were down last year because he played with a broken finger all year. With that hand being healthy, again, those are the 3 I'm expecting for Contreras get back to what we know he is, and those other 2 being so young, taking another step forward to kind of help bridge the gap of what some people think is a weaker Brewers offense.
Always an opportunity to place your sports wagers over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Remember, you can go on the website as well, place those wagers, and then bring your slip in, scan it at Potawatomi, and they will honor it as well. We have a ton of stuff to get to today. We're going to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. But, Chew, before we go, I wanted to ask you this. You're in Florida today. Usually you're with us on opening day. Mm-hmm. Being so far away, how are the vibes surrounding the Brewers? Like, can you feel that there's an excitement? Does it feel like coming off of winning the Central in 2025, like this team is going to make some noise this year?
I looked at it like this. I was going to ask Marty, too, when I asked her about the juice around the organization. Last year, I don't even know if the players knew how good they were going to be. But now they have that experience. And then it was kind of like us beating San Francisco. Even though it was a year for the Brewers, we needed a signature game to say, hey, you guys are good enough to beat anybody. And I think that's what they are now. They kind of, all right, last year we got there, we got far. We didn't finish the way we wanted to, but now we have that year of experience. Now let's go do it. That's how I feel about this team. I think it'll be, hopefully the records is good. Even if it's not, it's that experience in situations like that, be it big games or a season, they account for a lot, and that's how I'm approaching this season.
Josh DiMaggio, who is back in studio, reminds us that the over-under is 85.5 for your Milwaukee Brewers, and everybody I have talked to, I heard the guys talking about it on KBN yesterday as well, is saying smash the over. The Brewers, although they did the simulations, it was 200,000 Monte Carlo. I was listening to KBN, and I think they said that it was like 86 wins. And I was like, ooh, that is a small margin on those simulations. But
I understand the disrespect. There's still disrespect because I was going to do power rankings, even though mine was like epic. I was going to do baseball power rankings until I found out the Brewers were 11th. So I kind of see that disrespect, which is a good thing. Which I think is a good thing because you think they would have learned last year. And
they're not going to learn.
Yeah, the fancy models just never like the Brewers, and then they're always proven wrong. It's been going for 7 years now.
And I'm not sure what you were using, Chew. Were you using ESPN? Were you using
ESPN? Yeah, I was using ESPN.
On The Athletic, we talked about it. They were ranked 8th on The Athletic, I believe. All 30 MLB lineups ahead of the 2026 opening day.
Yeah. That was just the batting lineup. Overall, they were 10th in the Athletic Power Rankings. Like Chewy said, they were 11th on ESPN. They're going to be better than that. I feel really confident about that.
You know what? When you were reading off the lineup, Gabe, I'm sitting there going, I kind of like this lineup.
Yeah, it's a good lineup,
if they do what they did last year, I'm like, all right, I like it.
It's a good lineup.
I like this lineup.
And it's got some depth behind it, too.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy live from AmFam Field. Second hour of the show coming your way right after this.
If you've been putting off replacing your windows and doors, now is the time because Pella of Wisconsin is offering 0% interest financing all the way until 2032. That's right, 0% interest until 2032. In Wisconsin, you already know your home takes a beating year-round, but the right windows and doors can improve comfort, boost energy efficiency and upgrade your home's look, just like it did when I got a new front door from Pella last year. One lucky homeowner is going to win up to $5,000 off their new Pella window or door project when they schedule an appointment at the Home and Garden Show. So stop by the Pella booth and ask a Pella representative for details. Or, if you don't want to wait, just head over to PellaWI.com today.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got delays along eastbound 94, starting around 76th Street, stretching all the way to 35th. Westbound side's backed up from about 30th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Also delays westbound 894 coming out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to about 76th Street. The eastbound side slowing down from Highway 100 through the Hale all the way to Loomis. Southbound 43, watch for delays from about Hampton down towards Locust. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, increasing clouds, afternoon and evening showers are likely, a high of 50, but the temps will be falling into the afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy and breezy, a low of 28. Weather's brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Looking for a dinner that actually impresses and cocktails that keep the conversation going? Head to the second floor of St. Kate the Arts Hotel and discover the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails. Bold, elevated dinners, thoughtfully crafted cocktails. It's the kind of place where every plate and every pour is made with intention. Come for dinner, stay for another round. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from American Family Field with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
It is, as they say, a beautiful day for baseball here in southeastern Wisconsin. The Brewers season gets underway a little later today when they take on the White Sox. Jacob Miserowski will be on the mound. People are very excited. And look, all of the things that go on when the season kicks off are going on here at AmFam Field. We just had the sniffing dog. Right? I don't know what he's sniffing for, but anything that's not supposed to be here, he's going to find.
Went right past us, so we're in the clear. We're good to go.
Whether it's drugs, whether it's bombs, all of those things, that dog is going to take care of it. Very diligent, just as everyone is who is here at AmFam today. We are joined now by Michael Cosentino, who is the SVP of Tickets, Services, and Sales. Good morning, Michael. Now, what time did you get here this morning?
I was here at, I don't know, about 4 a.m. It was an early wake-up
Seems like
call.
the standard, everybody had to be here
it was
at 4 a.m.
intense.
Did you guys all gather? Did Marty give you guys like a pep talk?
Yeah,
or
she does. Every day. Basically every day. We need the Marty pep talk to start our days. It just doesn't get any better, right? So opening day, I mean, doesn't get any better than this, right? It's awesome.
Yeah, and look, I mean, it's going to be an exciting week at the ballpark, have some exciting things going on. So before we focus on opening day, what do we have coming up this weekend?
This weekend, it's going to be a pretty packed house. There's a few seats left for Saturday and Sunday. Saturday's game, we've got an American Family Field replica giveaway that day, so it's for the first 25,000 fans. For Sunday, we've got a kids giveaway. It's a drip necklace for the first 5,000 kids under 14 in attendance. To go along with that, we've got a new program this year called Kids Cheer Free, where with the purchase of an adult ticket, you get up to 2 free kids tickets for the first 3 Sundays of the season. So New, different, great to bring your family, accessible, affordable, all the good things.
Pause, hand in the air. What is a drip necklace? I'm so old.
Oh, man, you're asking the wrong guy.
Oh, okay.
All I know is
I
like
feel
the
better
kids are
about
wearing
that.
it. The kids are wearing
Okay.
it. It's just a really cool, it's like a little bling necklace.
What
It's
is it?
like
Is it-
glittery.
Is it this thing?
That's exactly what it is. Look at
Gabe
this.
is wearing
Gabe is
the drip necklace.
our male model
Well,
exists.
yeah,
It doesn't
Marty,
get any better.
Marty brought it by earlier. She didn't tell us
That's
about
where it went.
She left it here, so I'm like, well, I got to wear it.
It's yours.
Yeah, I
Claim
got
it.
to
Now the
wear
fact
it
that
now.
the fact that it's a kids giveaway, you're still wearing it proudly. I'm good with that. It's awesome.
It looks awesome.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back.
Jen Gabe, we are still here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, joined by Michael Cosentino. So tell us what we need to know as far as tickets go. I assume that everybody is super pumped because of the run that the Brewers went on last year. This is a thing that people don't want to miss out on.
Yeah, we have the best fans in baseball. I mean, you could feel it. There's an excitement after the season, during the season last year. It translated to a lot of new season ticket members have come on board this year. We're poised for attendance growth. We've got just a few seats available left for today's game that were just released. So you can feel it. I mean, our phones have been ringing off the hook. We renewed at a record high level, our season ticket member base as well. So, that's a function of having the best fans and the most passionate. There's a real momentum and excitement around this team, and you can feel it around the ballpark.
So walk me through, especially the first early Sundays. It seems like you guys are making a concerted effort to make it easier for families and kids to come to the ballpark. Between the giveaways, you mentioned the first 3 Sundays.
Yeah.
In the past, I know you guys have done the ticket packages of 4 tickets and parking and soda and dogs for everybody.
And we
for
still
a
have
very
that.
affordable
Yeah, we have
price.
that after the first 3 games. We're just trying out this new Kids Cheer Free program. Giveaways for kids on Sundays as well. We've got a wiffle ball set for the second Sunday.
That's for
we've
kids
got
only
the
again?
kids only on the that's the 12th of April. I know. Well, you'll get one. You got the drip necklace, so you're good. We've got a Uribe poster for the 26th. I think that's the following Sunday for the first 5,000 kids in attendance. We've got a new kids activation area on the first base side that's all new with activities, photo booth, like sports baseball activities for the kids. We're constructing a new plaza outside that's going to have a playground, going to have mini golf for kids. So families, kids, what it's all about, making it accessible to come to a ball game, having fun things to do. So
we talked a little bit earlier about some of the excitement surrounding certain players. What are the players that you are seeing that people are like, it's not enough for me to watch that guy from my television, from my couch at home. I need to be in the ballpark to see that guy perform?
I hear a lot of William Contreras, just like his passion for the game. I mean, he wants to be the first at the ballpark. I read that the other day. Our fans have a real appreciation for guys that bring their lunchbox and work their butts off, and they're going to leave everything out there on the field after the game. So you look at guys like Sal Frelick. He's not the tallest guy and he's not the biggest guy on the team, but you
could say that about a bunch of Brewers.
Yeah, true.
For what it's worth.
It's the guys that play their hearts out. Yeah, and the fact is, we've got a whole bunch of players that play a similar type of game. They love each other. They love the game. They put it all out there. It's not hard to really love and enjoy any one of these players on the field. So we're so lucky as a staff of the Brewers to be able to watch and be a part of that type of organization.
I always have great theme nights throughout the course of the year. What are the ones you're most excited about?
I mean, Star Wars night is a big one. That's early on. Is
that what we've got? We got
the Grogu. It's Baby Yoda or Grogu.
Bobblehead.
It's a bobblehead. We're actually almost sold out with a special theme night ticket. You get access to the bobblehead, but that night. That's on a Friday, the 24th of April. We're going to have a laser show and a fireworks show. So it's not just the bobblehead, but if you just had a regular ticket, you're going to have a heck of a time. There's going to be activations throughout. So there's stuff like that. We've got a boy band night later in the season. So we're going to have some live music. We're going to have a T-shirt that's going to be a boy band themed T-shirt. We've got all the ones that people love, the Sesame Street. We've got some fun theme nights.
Do you know more about boy bands than you do about the drip necklace?
Oh man, what do I choose out of that one? I'll say both equally, very little. How's that? But yeah.
But you know that they're popular. You know that there is interest in them.
I did go and see Backstreet Boys. I will admit, I went to Las Vegas earlier in the year.
At the Sphere?
At the Sphere. I saw the Backstreet Boys. an amazing show.
I heard it was incredible.
They're a boy band. They're iconic, and boy, they put on an amazing show.
They're a man band now, right?
I would have worn my drip necklace if I had it. If I had one, but no,
Sure.
Gabe had mine.
Yeah, I stole it. I stole it from you.
Yeah.
How long in advance does it take to kind of plan some of these theme days at the ballparks and the different giveaways and putting all that together?
Yeah, it's a great question. We start in about a month from now, so about May for the following year. We've got a great team, like almost a committee. It is a committee that sits down and we start to ideate. We start to learn what are best practices out there with other teams, other sports. What are some themes that we can build off of? What worked last year? For instance, last year we had the cribbage board. That was
my God.
hugely popular.
Huge. You should bring it back.
I know. And so we're thinking of bringing it back, in future seasons. But this year we have bar dice.
Awesome.
So to go along with it, it's kind of lake life,
theme,
kind
absolutely.
of a fun lake life type.
You guys are
going
to start handing out sturgeon.
Yeah, exactly. Now we're talking. Hey, rods and reels. Let's do it. I'm for it. But yeah, so we it's a creative, great group of people. But it also comes with like listening to our fans, what they like, what they really love. And so the most impactful kind of marketing plan is really just listening and taking in what the fans tell us and translating that into cool events, cool giveaways, and the right ticket packages.
Michael Cosentino, SVP of Ticket Services and Sales, joining us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We're going to let you go. They've fired up the mowers here.
Yeah,
they
got the mowers.
Which,
yeah,
by the way, is
here.
fantastic because it gives that vibe of opening day, the vibe of the ballpark and the field, getting in shape, getting ready for this game to get going.
They ever trust you with a mower?
Hell no.
They ever let
Hell
you
no.
take a lap?
No. I'd be everywhere. If you saw my lawn, you'd know why they wouldn't trust me with it. The whippersnipper has been known to get a little out of control. So no.
Whippersnipper.
Is that a thing? Is that the right nomenclature?
Michael, it is so great to chat with you.
Thanks, guys.
Really good stuff
Let's go
this
Brewers.
morning. Obviously, you're a little slap happy because you woke up at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I
to
did.
get here by 4.
Perfect show to do it on, if we're being honest.
Exactly.
All right? If we're being
I'm free-willing
honest.
with you guys.
You fit right in.
Thank
All right,
you.
we'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Stick around. We are live from AmFam Field as we kick off opening day 2026 here at American Family Field.
Nothing goes better with buzzer beaters than cold Yuengling beer. Whether you're following your brackets or just in it for the snacks, Yuengling is the go-to game day beer. If you're hosting a watch party, stock up on Yuengling Traditional Lager, which is my favorite, or Flight by Yuengling. It's the next generation of light beer. Great beer, great hoops, the perfect excuse to take a long lunch break. Yuengling, it's the oldest brewery in America. Family owned and operated for 6 generations. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We are looking at things that are pretty typical for this time of the morning. Eastbound 94, we are seeing delays from just about 70th Street all the way to 35th. The westbound side is backing up just a bit before 35th Street all the way past Hawley Road. 175's looking okay. No major delays in that neck of the woods, but we do have some backups. Northbound 4394 coming around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue to Lincoln. Westbound 894, we've got a crash actually technically on 94 northbound to westbound in the Mitchell interchange. Left lane's blocked with that, so that's going to be something you got to want to keep an eye on. Beyond that, we do have delays from just before 35th Street past Loomis. Traffic is brought to you by 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee, your home for basketball this March. Stop in for great local food, cold drinks, and wall-to-wall tournament action. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, increasing clouds, afternoon showers likely with a high of 50, falling temperatures throughout the afternoon. And then tonight, mostly cloudy and breezy, a low of 28. Weather is brought to you by Glenroy, now hiring. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Yeah, coaching matters a lot, and we've fallen short. Those are the facts. Matt LaFleur's on the clock, man. And I know he got an extension, but I'll say this. If they revert and don't get better, you're evaluated on your results.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody knows, it's championship or bust. That is what Green Bay is. And unfortunately, we've had 15 years of bust.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick.
Your email said you had a big surprise.
Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for.
Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $1498 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
All right, Wisconsin, it's tournament time, and Wanna Parlay is where players go to win. From Madison to Milwaukee and everywhere in between, if you're building brackets and backing your picks, now you've got even more ways to cash in. And with brand new alternative lines on Wanna Parlay, you've got more control, more strategy, bigger upside, and don't forget, the world's richest parlay is waiting. Download Wanna Parlay in the App Store today and use code JGC for a 100% deposit match. This tournament, don't just watch it, play it today with the world's richest parlay, Wanna Parlay.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to GeistDoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
At Saturn Lounge, we know. If your marketing actually worked, you would know. Your website would perform. Your storytelling would inspire. Your campaigns would deliver leads that become sales. You wouldn't need a report to tell you. Visit SaturnLounge.com today. When marketing works, it shows.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I have told you how many
I
times.
know.
Do not mess
Yes.
with electricity, Chew.
And I don't. I did. I did. But I don't.
Incident?
There was one.
Plumbing, you're going to get wet. Electricity, you're going to die.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Looking for a dinner that actually impresses and cocktails that keep the conversation going? You can head to the second floor of St. Kate the Arts Hotel and discover the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails. Bold, elevated dinners, thoroughly crafted cocktails. It's the kind of place where every plate and every pour is made with intention. Come for dinner, stay for another round. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails is on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Man, this guy's so good at keeping us all informed all throughout spring training. It is Dom Catronio who, Dom, I mean, honestly, if we can't be in Arizona, if we can't be in Maryville every day with the crew, it is so great to have a guy like you out there who gives us the updates, who lets us know what's going on. Why should Brewers fans be more excited about the team that is taking the field today and at the beginning of this year than they were last year?
I just really feel like the team that's leaving spring training and the team that they have in AAA, like as an organization and the team that they're opening with today is better than the team they're leaving with last year. Now, I know they didn't start off great last season, and you know, when you look at what happened at third base, what happened in the starting rotation, and everything in the first month and a half of the season, it's like, well, yeah, this team's better than that. I would hope it's better than that. But when you look at the actual changes they've made, you've got a legitimate big leaguer in Luis Rengifo over at third base. He's due for a bounce back. You add in David Hamilton, who I think maybe had the most underrated camp of any Brewer, because there were a lot of questions about his hit tool, a lot of questions about how would he fit in, and I loved everything I saw from David Hamilton. He can handle third base. Then Terang going nuclear with WBC. We see that coming from August to now. Like, he's a better player. Andrew Vaughn and Jake Bauers having the best springs of their life. That's your first base. Like, think about how many years we've wondered what the corners are going to look like, and it's a lot more stable heading into this year. And then you look at the outfield, it's so many returners that I'm like, man, this team's better than last year's team. I really do feel that way.
Let's talk about Bryce Terang.
Yeah.
Why do you think that? Because, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like everybody was tripping over themselves, like his teammates, wanting to talk about him and the potential that he has at WBC in the World Baseball Classic. Why do you think that is? Why did he garner that much attention from his peers for a Team USA?
Because I think everybody in baseball has known Bryce Terang's a stud, right? Everyone on the field understand, man, that guy's so good. I can't stand playing against him. He's a ball player, great at bats. You know, he had an epic stolen base year the year prior. Last year he taps into his power. But everyone externally was like, who's this Brewers second baseman, right? And the way I see it, for Bryce to elevate his status, not only having a great WBC, he was named first team all WBC, so one of the best second basemen in the world, obviously, but to validate the fact that when he was selected by Mark DeRosa, there was a lot of question marks, including from maybe East Coast fans of like, well, why not Gunnar Henderson? Why not Nico Horner? Now, Gunnar got to also play great in the spring and into WBC, but we've known Bryce is great. But now the nation knows that Bryce is great. And I think that if you want to put another quantum leap on him, we saw it start to happen in August when he tapped into his home run stroke. He still is going to give you great defense at second base. I think that he's just now realizing his potential, that he can be a superstar in this game.
Dom, what do you see as the strengths and weaknesses of this year's roster?
Yeah, Chewy, I think the biggest strength is their position player depth. This is very different than last year, and it's no disrespect to Andrew Monasterio and Caleb Durbin. They both played roles admirably, especially in the winning streak. But I can get excited about Jet Williams coming up at some point this season. Maybe we can get excited about Andrew Fisher if something really crazy happens down in the minor leagues, that he can come up at some point this season. And Cooper Pratt down in AAA and Brock Wilkin down in – they have future studs ready to go. Furthermore, on the strength side, their bullpen is virtually the same and maybe got better adding Angel Zerpa. So I really love what you're seeing out of the back of the bullpen. Now, if you want to talk about a weakness, if you want to – like, what am I really worried about? It's the youth of the starting pitching. Now, we talk about how exciting it is to have a young core of starting pitchers, but, like, they also need to perform. It can go one way or another, right? Brandon Sproat, he's only made 4 starts in the big leagues. Chad Patrick, 120 innings in the show. Can you avoid the sophomore slump? Logan Henderson, not currently healthy. He's going to be down in AAA building himself back up. Then you've got Jacob Miserowski, as brilliant as it was at the beginning of that season last year. In the middle, it kind of faded and flickered a little bit before he turned it back on for the postseason. Which Miz are you going to get? So it's a good thought of like, all right, the starting rotation, while there's talent here, there's a little bit more of a uncharted waters coming up.
Dom Catronio hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy here on the warning track at AmFam Field in advance of opening day 2026. Brewers taking on the White Sox a little bit later today. It seems like every time I checked out the box score of a game in spring training and Jake Bauers was in the lineup, he was raking.
Yeah.
I'm super pumped for how he can contribute to the team this year. What should Brewers fans expect from him? How often do you think he'll be on the field?
I think that we're going to see him in the outfield more than you realize and more than you expect, because as great of a spring Jake Bauers had, he had the best spring, I think, of any hitter.
16
in the
of 34?
League. Yeah, 1,700 OPS, 6-7 homers, or whatever. Yeah, ho-hum, whatever.
Oh, so he was Barry Bonds in spring training.
You know who was second? Andrew Vaughn. Andrew Vaughn had an epic spring training, too.
Tricky.
So that's why I think the Brewers understand they need to find a way to get Jake Bauers' bat in the lineup more often. If that includes sacrificing a little bit in left field, maybe you'll see new alignments in center field. We'll see plenty of Garrett Mitchell, Brandon Lockridge making this team, Jackson Churio, Sal Frelick. They can all play center field, and that makes it easier on your left fielder too. But for Jake Bauers, maybe there's a righty that they really love him against, and he gets to start at first base, and it gives Vaughn the day off, or he comes off the bench, whatever it may be. But I think the Brewers, like we saw in the postseason last year, understand, hey, there's value in Jake's bat. Because remember, Sal was playing center, Churio was playing center in order to get Jake's bat into the order in the postseason last year, because they know how important it is.
How did Chad Patrick look in spring training? And now he's transitioning from the bullpen to the starting lineup, but I still have dreams about that cutter he threw in Game 5 against the Cubs.
You and me both, man. That backdoor cut, both of them. I mean, we all talk about the Ian Happ one, but the one, I believe it was Carson Kelly in the 7th inning when he let out an even bigger roar, too. Let's get the elephant out of the way. The numbers are ugly, like flat out ugly in spring training. And I was talking to Chad down there, and he's just like, I'm not throwing my normal counts. I'm force-feeding this slurve that he's working on right now. And Pat Murphy told a great story of the late, great Bob Welch, former A's legend. Won the Cy Young in 1992, I believe, 1990. I get the years mixed up. But the point being of the story is that Bob Welch, the year that he won the Cy Young and won 24 games or something in the show, he had like a 15 ERA in spring training. And people would ask him, like, hey, man, are you good? Like, are you worried about this? He's like, just get me in the real games. And I feel the exact same way about Chad Patrick. He's a guy that he kind of wants that juice a little bit. He wants that little extra edge, and I think him getting the ball on Saturday in Game 2 of this series is a great fit.
Dom, why do you think the Brewers still don't get national respect, especially after the year they had last year? I know they lose Freddie, but they've added some important pieces. And we were talking about it earlier, like ESPN has 11th power ranking, where they were a top 5 team all year last year. Why do you think they don't get the respect they deserve?
I think it's just, for some reason, people think it's cooler to pick the Cubs and be wrong. I don't understand how many times they have to show you, like think of it like going back to math class, like showing the work, right? Mm-hmm. And the Brewers have shown their work so many years, like, hey, how they traded, Corbin Burns. How will they ever survive? Oh, they win the division. They traded Josh Hader. Now, I know they didn't make the playoffs in 2022, but that trade bore William Contreras, so I think that worked out. And then, oh my gosh, they trade Devin Williams. Oh, it's Caleb Durbin. Oh, now they flip Caleb Durbin for a kid that's going to be starting on Monday's game, and Kyle Harrison, and another guy that's going to be in the big leagues later this year. They've shown their work, right? I mean, it's like, how many times do we have to say the Brewers know what they're doing? Like, I don't understand the national media of misunderstanding the value in people. There's analytics, of course, but there's also the human factor that I think the Brewers thread that needle so well. And again, like, I just really do believe that the Brewers sneak up on people because the Cubs get headlines, and we all know about the Bears-Packers game. That was also the day that they signed Alex Bregman, so everyone was buzzing in Chicago, but hey, man, like, I look at that banner and I see 3 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So
it is cool to look at.
It's really cool to look at. Now, of course, we all want the bigger one, right? We all want the bigger one, but it's just like, I think the national media is starting to catch on, but yeah, 11th is way too low.
But again, having the 2-time National League Manager of the Year is crazy that, again, there isn't just more respect for what, to your point, you mentioned the people element of it, Pat Murphy has been able to do with this roster, with these guys, getting them to believe, getting them to buy in, etc. We asked Marty about this earlier in the show, and I wanted to ask what your opinion was. So we love that the Brewers are getting national attention. We love that Jacob Miserowski is on the Pat McAfee show on ESPN. McAfee's so charitable, always putting his money where his mouth is. He says, I'll donate $100,000 if you hit 104. What was your reaction to that? What was the reaction internally that you heard? Because, again, great to have attention on the Brewers and on Miserowski, and people are now, let me tune into that game and see if this happens. What did you think?
He might do it. I mean, he really might do it. I think the quote that Miz had, I know you guys talked about it too, the Miz had, like, I don't think there's such thing as too amped up. And we've seen him be too amped up on the field, which is such a cool thing to see. I think for Miz and for the reaction of all of that is that, yeah, maybe he'll try to let one rip at 103, 104. But the reality is Miz is learning he's a better pitcher when he's controlling 99 than letting it fly at 103 as hard as he can. Now, I'm excited for Miz because he is tasting a little bit of, like, all right, what do I like about the media side? What do I want to do about my personal brand? It's also a great opportunity to elevate everything with his father fighting Parkinson's. So the point being, for Miz, the moment he gets on that mound, he's just a different person. He's just a shy, go-lucky kid in the clubhouse. When he's on that mound, he's a bona fide killer. And I'm fired up to see him try to hit 104.
A lot of young guys on the roster. Who do you think is the big breakout candidate in 2026?
I've already mentioned David Hamilton as somebody I really, really like. And I have my season preview podcast dropping tonight over on Brewers All Access. And my pick to click is Brandon Sproat. I really love what I saw from him, especially in Tuesday's exhibition game. Love what I saw from him in spring training. If there's anybody that the Brewers, are really ready to sprinkle the magic pixie dust, of developing pitchers that the Brewers do so well, Brandon Sproat's somebody that can really benefit from it because he already has multiple tools, already has an incredible arsenal of 6 pitches that he can throw at any time for a strike. And you throw in the fact that, he throws a 98-mile-an-hour sinker. He throws a legitimate sweeper that he learned from Nolan McLean, his former teammate with the Mets. So I see Sproat getting a full runway of trust. Like, you are a big league pitcher. Chris Hook, Jim Henderson, the entire staff saying, we want you to throw 150, 160 innings. Let's see what happens. I think honestly, he's my pick to be NL Rookie of the Year.
And Sproat, I believe, is getting the start on Sunday of the series.
Sunday
is that
of the
right?
series.
Game 3 of the season. Dom, always great stuff. You are so locked in. If you aren't following Dom, give us your socials so everybody can tune in.
Instagram, Dom C Baseball. That's the easier one. Twitter, Dom_Catronio. Hopefully, Dom_C, and I'll pop up Catronio is hard to spell. So, but yeah, that's where you can find me.
A must follow for everything Brewers as the season kicks off here at AmFam Field. All right, we will take a break. Still a lot more to come as we get you set for opening day 2026 here at AmFam Field. Your Milwaukee Brewers begin the season later this afternoon.
Turn your kitchen into your own neighborhood pizzeria because Sendik's has a great deal for you. You don't want to sleep on it. Going on now through April 1st, snag Connie's Thin Crust Pizza for just $4.99. Bring home that classic Chicago pizzeria taste. It's a crispy crust, bubbly cheese, bold flavor without blowing your budget. It's the perfect chance to load up your freezer, rally the family, and make mealtime feel like a night out, all for just $4.99 a pie. But don't wait. This delicious deal ends April 1st. When it's gone, it's gone. It's only at Sendik's. Why spend the evening cooking? Let Connie's handle the oven. You handle the fun.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Okay, well, we've got delays. Westbound 94, as you might imagine, from 35th Street all the way to about Hawley Road. Eastbound's got backups as well from 70th Street all the way through the stadium. Northbound on 4394, heavy around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. And again, from Beecher all the way to the high-rise bridge. We do have a crash on the ramp from northbound 94 to 894 westbound. That one has the left lane blocked heading through that area, so just be extra careful with that. And then we've got southbound 43 backing up from about Capitol Drive down to Locust. Traffic is brought to you by 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee. Your home for basketball this March. Stop in for great local food, cold drinks, and wall-to-wall tournament action. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, increasing clouds, afternoon and evening showers are likely, a high of 50, but the temps will be falling into the afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy and breezy, a low of 28. Weather's brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Another 2-man scramble tournament is underway. Play Georgia Golf Club for a shot at cash prizes. Must play by March 31st. Sign up now at wisconsinindorgolfcenter.com. From
we
the
have standards
WTMJ
in Wisconsin. Cheese should squeak. Sports and tailgating go hand in hand with brats aplenty. And beef is a delicacy where each bite makes you close your eyes for a second. For 50 years, Bunzel's has been hand-selecting the finest beef, making homemade specialty sausages, and crafting award-winning jerky right here at home. Because Wisconsin is still cattle country, quality isn't optional. It's expected. And after 5 decades, Bunzel's still delivers. Stop in today at 90th and Burleigh or at bunzels.com.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Wisconsin, let's talk about something near and dear to my heart. Beer. Specifically, great beer. And if you haven't met Yuengling yet, allow me to introduce you. Yuengling is the oldest brewery in America, founded in Pottsville, PA in 1829. 197 years, 6 generations of family-owned brewing. Do you know how they became America's oldest brewery? By making great beer. This is a real American beer. Smooth, rich, and finally here in Wisconsin. So grab a Yuengling, raise a glass, and celebrate history the way it was meant to be celebrated, by drinking it. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
What if you could have a spa-level sweat session at home for about 25 cents a day? That's why I love my infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. You can check them out in person at the State Fair Park Expo Center's Home and Garden Show, March 20th through the 29th. It's the perfect chance to step inside, compare models, and even ask questions. Good Health Saunas has been doing this for more than 20 years, and they back it all with a true lifetime warranty, which was huge for me. If an infrared sauna has been on your list, find Good Health Saunas at State Fair Park, March 20th through the 29th.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Yes, that would have been much worse than what ended up happening.
Finally got the which would be worse and what would be better. Finally, we figured it out.
You can't just be showing your junk on national TV.
It would have got a lot of clicks.
On 94.5 ESPN.
For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build you a custom design if that's what you're looking for. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. Don't think twice. Call Geist. It's gotten a little quiet here at AmFam Field, and I am here for it because it is going to get noisy and loud and raucous and exciting in just a little bit. We are joined now by Tom Hecht, who is Vice President of Consumer Experience, the consumer experience here at AmFam Field. That means, you explained to me, you handle the food and beverage. That means you handle the in-game experience. So tell us what fans can expect when they get to the ballpark today as far as what's going to go on the field before the players take the field.
Well, thanks, Jen. A lot of excitement, and this is the calm before the storm. The gates will actually open at the ballpark today at 11:10. We will have the Whiskey Bells performing on the Miller Lite Landing for about 50 minutes, having a nice show for all the fans in the bowl. 11:45 will begin the pregame on the field, the giant flag, the chalk intros. We have the Whiskey Bells will come back down and they'll sing the anthem for us today. We have Valkyrie, the Eagle, who will be here for the game. Can't have a big day in the ballpark without Valkyrie. We're going to be doing a commemoration for the Olympians from Wisconsin, including Jordan Stoltz, who will be here. And we're also going to recognize our players who participated in the World Baseball Classic before the game as well.
It's a lot of them.
We did.
It's like half the roster.
It was interesting half the time looking at our lineup in Maryvale. When half our guys weren't there, but. It was great to watch those guys play. Players like Andrew Fisher, on a national level, to see him perform was a lot of fun. But so we're gonna have all that going on pregame today before.
So you've been here now for
21 years.
21 years.
Yeah.
A lot of changes in the ballpark. What's your favorite change that's happened in those 21 years to kind of enhance, again, the fan experience?
Yeah, and that is really important. I mean, at the end of the day, fans come out here to see a great baseball team, and we've delivered a great baseball team for a number of years. But it's the overall experience, making the whole thing, having great food in the ballpark, having great amenities for fans to walk around, having, we just completely redid our playground for kids. Anybody who's got a youngin', it's hard to get them to sit for 2 hours for a baseball game. They need to move around. So, we redid the playground. I think one of the things I'm most excited about is bringing the local food into the ballpark. In the last few years, we really did a lot to upgrade our concessions. We worked with Black Shoe Hospitality, the fine people behind Maxie's and Story Hill, and they've been really involved with working with our team to improve the concession food, really upgrade it. And then we've brought in, between the alley and the 3rd Street Market, a lot of local vendors, a lot of local flavors into the ballpark, and I think those have been great additions.
What are some of the foods that fans can experience this year that are new to the ballpark? And I know you guys had a table down there earlier this morning showing them all off. I walked in and was like, I'll have to check that out later. And now they're gone. So you got to tell me.
We're going to have to bring them down to you,
exactly.
Jen. I apologize.
Thank you. That's
our error. That's not
okay?
right.
It's a
Just
little
not
bit
right.
of personalized service here.
Doesn't want nachos on a stick at 7:30 in the morning.
I'll tell you, they're pretty good at 7:30. I have to spend a lot of my off season is doing tastings.
Oh,
so
tough
the chefs.
Someone's got to do it, Tom. Someone's got to do it, man.
The chefs get together. They collaborate. They're like a bunch of mad scientists coming up with all these great creations, and then then they schedule these tastings where we have to try everything and see whether or not it makes the cut. But one of the neat things that we've done this year is, we've got world-class custard in this building, but we really wanted to upgrade the desserts. So we are working with Baby Zito, drip chocolate, in our 3rd Street Market Hall area and candy. So we have self-serve candy. We've got chocolate-covered strawberries with Dubai chocolate. We've brought in hand-scooped ice creams and malts, dirty sodas. We're just bringing more variety to the ballpark.
First and foremost, if you need help taste testing, we'll get you our numbers after the show. We're always available to help taste testing, Tom. But I'd be remiss if I didn't ask about my friends at X Golf. What has that added to the ballpark? Because again, it's one of a kind. It's something that nobody else has. What has X Golf brought to the ballpark the last couple of years?
Again, just everybody who comes, look, over 2.5 million people will come to this ballpark this year, and everybody's different, and everybody's looking for a different experience. The great thing with X Golf is it's open year-round. We become the real golf destination in Milwaukee, once the snow hits the ground. So that place is packed in the wintertime with people coming out there. It's just, again, another opportunity. It's a great view from that area to see the game, to have fun with your friends. It's not easy to play 18 holes of golf and watch a Brewers game live in the ballpark, but you can do it here.
Tom, we know that the pitch clock has changed how baseball is consumed a little bit. The games are going quicker. Gabe always talks about if you're not in your seat, if you're still in a line or whatever, you might miss some of the action. Right. Not everybody lives and dies by every pitch, but if you want to see everyone, what's your best advice to folks who still want to take in all of the great things that y'all have done in the concourse area and not miss a moment of the game?
Well, first thing I would say is come early. The gates today will open 2 hours before. Most games, it's an hour and a half. On Saturdays, it's always 2 hours. It's a really cool ballpark. For those who haven't ever gone, and it's been here for several years, but I'm sure a lot of fans have never seen the ceiling experience. On the loge level, which
the what? I'm sorry.
The ceiling experience.
Ceiling. I thought you said ceiling. And I was like, the ceiling experience.
Well, the roof is cool, but
yeah. Ceiling, excuse me. All right.
Ceiling, excuse me. Ceiling experience. So that's at our loge level. Again, not many places have golf in them. We also have a mini movie theater in here to see the whole experience of how baseball came to Milwaukee, how this ballpark was built. So you have plenty of time. We have a lot of self-serve kiosks in here, marketplaces and whatnot, so fans can hopefully go up, grab something, and get back to their seats in a very timely fashion. And again, there's 81 opportunities to experience something different in this ballpark every time you come out here.
It is incredible because the ballpark itself, it has been here now for 25 years. Yeah. And it doesn't feel like it.
I say this, and I say this wholeheartedly. The ballpark is 25 years old, and it's a nicer ballpark today than when it opened. And a lot of times, 25 years, people are looking to get a new ballpark built. It's old. But we have, between ourselves and the district, we have put a lot of money into this ballpark to keeping it fresh, to upgrade things. There's virtually nothing in this ballpark that has not been upgraded, since the ballpark opened. Ballparks are not cheap. They're expensive.
Yeah.
So it's the Brewers' fiduciary responsibility to keep this ballpark around as long as we possibly can. And obviously we signed the legislation a couple of years ago with the state to add another 25 years. So this ballpark will last for at least 50 years. And, there's not a lot of ballparks that can say that. It's a small handful.
And it's not just that it looks great, because it is, but it is so functional. And to your point about the fan experience, right, there are things that over time sometimes can contribute to that declining. That is not the case here at AmFam Field. You guys have done an exceptional job. Every facelift you've given it has been very tasteful.
Well, we appreciate, look, at the end of the day, to support this organization, we need fans not to come out to 1 or 2 games. We need them to come out to a handful of games during the year. So we hope that we make it a great experience, that they want to come out on multiple times. The tailgating experience is like nothing else that you'll find in baseball. And once you come into this building, if you're coming in March, April, it's always going to be comfortable, with the roof. And again, I just think there's something new to explore every time you come out here.
Tom Hecht, Vice President of Consumer Experience here at AmFam Field. Excellent stuff. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the day. We've been asking everybody, what time did you wake up this morning?
I set the alarm for 3:20, but I turned it off before.
Oh, no, he was up before.
No, before. No. I don't think I slept
that
enough
is
the
such
night,
a common response.
By 3
here.
o'clock, I just turned it off and got out of
Everybody's
bed.
like, I couldn't sleep. I was so excited. It's like Christmas morning.
It is
Thank
Christmas.
you, Tom.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Let me tell you about our good friends at Events by Design. You can boost culture with captivating corporate events like appreciation parties, brand activations, and more, because the creative team at Events by Design truly enjoys the work that they do, believing every event should not just be successful but fun. One people are still talking about years later, like I still talk about years later now with, it's almost a year ago, our golf outing. They helped us elevate our golf outing. They can do that with your great ideas for any sort of summer festival this year as well. Retain top talent. Invest in your culture today. Just search online. Events by Design. They design, you party.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. On this show, it's always football season.
I'm not overly concerned because it seems as if Green Bay's not overly concerned.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody over there feels like this team was there. We got short-circuited with injuries. We have the right staff, we have the right people, and we have the right players. We just need to stay healthy, and we'll be champions.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Raise your hand if you're excited about feeling older faster than you should. Yeah, I didn't think so. If you're feeling pain that makes you feel older than you are, there's good news. QC Kinetics patients here in Milwaukee are getting relief, feeling younger, jumping back into life at full speed, and it didn't happen in an operating room. Dr. Caravelli and the team at QC Kinetics and their medical professionals use the latest in regenerative treatments, backed by real science. Treatments that take the tiny, powerful healing tools inside your body and concentrate them right where you need relief. Nothing makes it more real than hearing the real stories behind QC Kinetics. Mike is training for a marathon instead of giving up running. Kathy walked around Disney with her grandkids. Alan is back to work, now climbing ladders like no big deal. All real QC Kinetics patients. The sooner you start treatment, the sooner inflammation eases, and the sooner the joint damage slows down. Find out if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics and their regenerative treatments. Your visit and consultation is absolutely free. Give them a call now at 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
People hear Horicon Bank and they think local instantaneously.
Over the years, was able to help them in their later years when they needed some care. So I would say that was cradle to grave experience for me.
We encounter precious moments like this all the time. We have a trust administration department that can help.
Our motto is together as a bank and as an organization, and then doing good.
There's amazing success stories of small business entrepreneurs who now are multi-million-dollar companies.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
Evan Cohen here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
Empower. Pete's back on the links with all new golf clubs and hopefully less swearing.
Dang, sliced it.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money so he can be a little bad.
Heads up!
Oof. Talent sold separately.
Guy said these were slice proof.
At least he has money for lessons. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
It's time for baseball season, and National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee is packed with deals for all your beverage needs. They have the coldest beer and huge liquor selection with the lowest prices. So, whether you're tailgating, having a party, or just grilling in the yard, National Liquor has what you need to stock the bar or the cooler. Stop by on your way home or on the way to American Family Field and check out National Liquor Mart, where your satisfaction is our plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily on the corner of 16th and National.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm right-handed, but like
I'm with Gabe here. Yeah, I feel more confident in my left hand here, just cupping right now, other than my other hand cupping.
Mostly because I also.
I get a lot more work on the right hand.
On 94.5 ESPN.
All right, Wisconsin, it's tournament time, and Wanna Parlay is where players go to win. From Madison to Milwaukee and everything in between. If you're building brackets and backing your picks, now you've got even more ways to cash in. And with brand new alternative lines on Wanna Parlay. More control, more strategy, bigger upside. I'm looking at Illinois tonight. Maybe even put a little on the Brewers for opening day. Nebraska -1.5, and Miz to have over 5.5 strikeouts. Don't forget the world's richest parlay is waiting. Download Wanna Parlay in the App Store today and use code JGC for a 100% deposit match for up to $250. This tournament, don't just watch it, play it today with the world's richest parlay, Wanna Parlay. You must be 18 years old to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today.
It is absolutely the calm before the storm right now here at American Family Field in Milwaukee as we get you set for the Brewers to kick off the 2026 season against the White Sox later this afternoon. And we have talked to everybody who is critical, who will be playing a role in today's game, from the merch to the food to the entertainment. It's all very exciting. Chewy, what are you most looking forward to today as we get you set for Brewers v. White Sox at AmFam Field?
Miz, first pitch, 104.2.
And then just be done with it, right?
And then it's all uphill after that. Yeah. No, I'm excited. I love opening day. It's going to be a great day. Love the energy. Love the grass. It's going to be fun.
Grass looks phenomenal. We should send you some pictures.
When I walked in, Chew, they were mowing, right? Because we have to enter right by the foul pole in right field. And like you could just smell that freshly cut lawn smell. And my first thought was, of course, you.
Yeah. Doesn't get any better than that, Gabe.
We put it on the Infinity Exteriors poll today. Refresh your home with roofing, siding, or windows, all backed by their lifetime workmanship warranty, infinityexteriors.com. We asked you, what do you reach for first on opening day, the beer, the brat, or the hot dog? I got to think beer is going to run away with this one here in Wisconsin.
It's because it did, 50%. 50% while reaching for the beer first.
What time can you reach for the beer? Can I reach for a beer as soon as I'm done with the show? Not right now. I'm still on the radio, but like
I think
10
people
minutes?
would look the other way.
People who employ me, Gabe, or just people?
Yeah, I think they'll look the other way. It's close enough to the end of the show. Cracked a Yingling right now. Nobody would care.
What time the gates open up?
The parking lot's open at 10:10. You can get in the stadium at 11:10, 2 hours before the game.
And Marty Ronsky joined us early in the show, Chew, as you know, to tell us, like, just be patient, fans. Today, there's some traffic challenges outside as they continue working through that. But she did give us the brewers.com/traffic. That's going to give you the best way to get into the ballpark, depending on where you're coming from and where you are parking. So follow those instructions. She said use the tools that they have in place. If you're at home wondering how you can watch the game, it's at brewers.com/watch. That's going to tell you how you can access the game from home or from wherever you are. We also put this on the poll this morning. Who will have a better first pitch today at American Family Field for Brewers opening day? Gabe, what were the results of that?
So it's Jordan Love and Jordan Stolz going head-to-head. 2 out of 3 people are saying Jordan Love, 67%. Although, again, I'm a little nervous. He's obviously nervous. He was working on it. He was, throwing a couple of practice pitches. Again, what I think always gets people, especially somebody like Jordan who throws, obviously, football for a living, it's the downhill, right? You're on top of the mound, and you're throwing down, and that throws a lot of people off.
But you got to bring heat, though, right, Gabe?
Well, he just lobbed it in there last year.
Yeah,
you gotta bring heat. I don't know if you gotta bring heat. I actually think that's a mistake that a lot of athletes make, is thinking that they have to bring heat and then they mess it up.
Well, he's got to throw harder than 32 miles per hour because that's I don't know, but that's what it felt like. All right, let's get something in the 5s. 5-0. Shouldn't be that difficult.
We're looking for Jacob Miserowski to throw 104 and Jordan Love to throw 5-0. Have a great day, Milwaukee Brewers fans. We will talk to you again tomorrow. Enjoy opening day, Brewers versus White Sox this afternoon from AmFam Field. Wilde and Tausch is next on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
Starting to build up a bit. We do have our usual backups right now from before Holly